Welcome back, everybody. My name's Predator54, aka Adam, coach in the Chesney Park Slowpokes, and today we bring you the draft analysis for Eevees Daycare Center, the Little Cup division in SDA. This season we changed things up. 6 and below can tear up before tax, and you get 14 points for budget for 2 captains. And you get 85 points for 10 mons. Last season we learned pretty quick that there wasn't enough stuff on the board and we had like 20 plus points left. This season some people used all their points. But without further ado, I was picked 15 out of 16 coaches, and we decided to have some fun this season instead of being all try-hardy like last season. So we got round 1 Torchic. If those of you don't know the meme, I picked with the buff roided out Torchic as my draft gift, because who doesn't like little nuggets? It'd be much more fun if I could Terra this thing, but I can't. But having access to speed boost and swords dance is just really, really good in this format. Well worth the 12 points. And I really want to see what I can do with this thing. It gets Rock Slide, gets Shadow Claw, gets Thief, gets Aerial Ace, Bounce, I believe Double Kick as well, and Low Kick. So it can do some things. There's a few things it's walled by, but after an SD, you're just going to be hitting things with Double Edge anyways. But without further ado, we are going to hop on into Mon number 2. We ended up taking Weasel. Alright, so this has Water Veil and Swift Swim, and Swift Swim is legal. So this gives me a strong Aqua Jet user. This gives me a very, very fast 85 base Mon, and it allows me to hit super hard. Then if I activate Rain Dance later on, I can just slap a Life Orb on this and just spam Life Orb boosted Wave Crashes and Flip Turns. This gives me momentum, this gives me priority. Ice Spinner is very good for grass types. It even gets Brick Break for steals. All in all, hits pretty hard. Not the bulkiest thing in the world, but it makes up for it with its speed tier. Next, let me ask you a question. Yes, it's back from SBD, a Little Cup, where I actually almost got 4 sweeps with it. Like, it went 1 for 4, which is fine. It just refuses to die and refuses to quick, whether it be Setup Sweeper with Scale Shot or Dragon Dance. Just being able to slap a load of dice on this thing and not have to ask questions with Unnerve on if you are a berry is nice. Having Mold Breaker to take care of Levitate, very, very good. And Iron Head for fairies, poison. I can't remember if it gets Poison Jab. I know it gets Rock Tom for flying types, and Stomping Tantrum to blow back steals. Oh no, pretty good. Very, very solid Mon, and I look forward to seeing what it can do on my own server. Next, we got the return of Bob Strudel. He is here to paint happy little clouds with its toxic little paints. This thing access to Prankster allows me to have Sunny Day for Tortic, allows me to have Rain Dance for my Weasel, allows me to have Speed Control, allows me to have Copcat, it gives me Parting Shot, gives me access to Toxic, and most importantly, if I face terrain like Grookey is in this format, I get on Burden with Grassy Seed. I can also do SD Oranberry and max out my defenses, get +2 attack, and then reverse sweep that way as well. All I have to do is be able to outspeed you. And if you don't have a steel or a poison type to wall me or a ghost, this thing just reverses on its own. All in all, Strudel being 8 points, Axu being 9 was still pretty solid. And I snagged this right when all the other unburdened mons were about to go. Alright, next mon. Turo. We banned Shell Smash, but we did not ban Belly Drum, so I wanted to get a fat Belly Drum user with Ice Shard, just to say fuck you to Sun. That gets access to Thick Fat, gets access to Knockoff, Sheer Force, Play Rough, Sheer Force EQ, Sheer Force Icicle Crash. This thing's gonna hit like a truck. Granted, it's not overly the fastest, but if it's able to just put in work, it puts in work. It just comes in, hammers things, and asks questions later. And next, we have our first Terra Captain. We paid the 7 points for Terraformantis. Being able to counteract sticky webs while if they weren't banned would be amazing and get +1 speed. But this allows me to get Superpower Contrary, Leaf Storm Contrary with a Chore Scarf, gives me access to Defog, gives me access to Grassy Glide if I face the Grookey matchup as well. A little bit of priority there, can set it itself, spam in after Superpower, and just go to town. Oh no. Not the most bulkiest things, even more frail than Bleasel, even lower than a lot of my team, but this thing's going to hit incredibly hard. It has a very good speed tier for Scarf. Being able to speed tie or actually get faster than a Lowland Diglett is amazing. Speed ties the actual Diglett itself, which is pretty good. Next, we got Joltik. The little bug that could. And also, I love this shiny. It is such a beautiful contrast. I don't know why they didn't do this shade of purple fully with Galvantula, but they ruined the shading on Galvantula so much. But this little guy's here to just be annoying. Volt Switch, Energy Ball, Giga Drain, gets access to Bug Bust, Throat Spray, Compound Eyes so Thunder can't miss. You name it. This little guy can do it. You need a good thing to wall it, like a good Dragon type, but then it can Volt Switch over the top. And this thing just hits harder than you think it does. Slap a Life Orb on it, and you can have fun. Next, we got 4 point for the baby. We did consider doing this as a Terra Captain just so it doesn't get walled by steals and just be absolutely annoying Spadef tank. But we decided not to. It's here to do its purpose. This will set up like grassy terrain for my Fomantis if I need to, just so I can superpower Grassy Glide for free. We'll take it. Wish Passing is also good, being able to set up Calm Mind. It gets Trailblaze, so it can outpace a lot of things and then fire off hard-hitting Moonblasts and Giga Drains. All in all, solid mon for 4 points. Will I actually use it? We'll see. I get all colors that it comes in, but who knows. Next, we took Terra Captain Cyrilla Cobra. Originally, my last pick mon that's coming up next was a Terra Captain, but in Grace, I switched it to this. Before I made the decision, I wanted to see if Zachmander was going to need Sand Spit for his Drillbur, so he could be able to just run full force sand, but it's fine. Now we've got Shed Skin, Coil, Scale Shot, Terra Dragon, Scylla Cobra with Rock Blast that can just barely ever miss, or you can run Stone Edge and smack all the flying types, plus EQ. After this thing gets rolling, it just does a lot of damage. That and Shed Skin Rest allows you to potentially wake up sooner. It's a 33% chance to every turn. So say you click Rest and wake up at the end of the turn. Absolutely beautiful. Well worth the 7 points. It was like a point to Terra it too. But last but not least, We took Squavit. Belly Drum was also legal. So now we got 2 Belly Drum users. And funny enough, Squavit actually outpaces Wingle and Diglett Alola after a Trailblaze, which is hilarious. But hold on, real quick. Strudel wants to paint it like one of its French girls, and this is what Squavit looks like if the berries exploded in its stomach. Sorry, not sorry. I just had to put this here because this kind of looks like a squirrel. But Squavit's gonna be here to be absolutely annoying, being able to belly drum into Salicberry because of gluttony at 50%, and then just say, hey, I'm going to body slam your entire team at +6 forces scarves, and forces focus sashes. Honestly, it's going to be a fun mon. This is going to be a fun team. This is all shenanigans at the end of the day. Let me know what you think of the team. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And Bomb Strudel would like to say, have a happy day.